Namaskar. Hello, dear and dear ones. I hope all of you safe. Right? So, in last lecture, we were going through that simple concept of break-even analysis and its assumptions. So, in this session, I am going to start practical illustration. Before the practical illustration, we suppose start, right? So at least two terminology we require to understand, right? So which one is first of all the contribution, right? So the contribution word is used in marginal costing. So what does it mean then? See, it's simple. It is the amount of earnings remaining after all direct costs have been subtracted. Subtracted, that means what? It means less. Subtracted, that means less from revenue. Right? Can I repeat? See, the amount of contribution of earnings remaining all direct cost and direct cost to study in SY. Right? So what sort of the amount of direct cost and which items should include in direct cost have been subtracted from the revenue, right, which is incurred in a business enterprise or organization. So this amount available to pay. So for what pay? To pay for any fixed cost that a business incurs during their reporting time. And any excess of contribution over fixed cost equals the profit on, right? It means in short we can say that the portion of the contribution, right, a portion that derives from profit, right, then contribution to sales. Right? So this is, we can say that simple terminology, the meaning is contribution. And let me now, another thing is after contribution, then what is the actual meaning of PVR? PVR, that means profit volume ratio. Right? Again, it is useful in our chapter marginal costing. Right? Simple. See, this PVR, in simple meaning, I can say that the relationship between contribution and amount of sales, right? See, it is indicates the relationship between contribution, amount of contribution and amount of sales is usually expressed in terms of percentage. It means the PVR. See, here this is R, and R stands for ratio. So ratio is always in terms of percentage, right? Then the ratio shows the amount of contribution per rupees of sales. It means the whatever the amount of sales per rupees, the ratio shows the contribution, right, per rupees of sales. Since in short term, the fixed cost does not change, the PVR. Fixed cost does not change. The PVR also measures the rate of change in profit due to change in volume of sales. Right? What does it mean? That again I repeat. See, fixed cost does not change. It means it shall remain constant. See, the break-even analysis has one of the assumptions is fixed cost shall remain constant. Right? So fixed cost does not change. The PVR measures the rate of change in profit due to change in volume of sales. Right? So for that purpose, there are two different formula of PVR. So one is PVR is equal to C upon S multiplied by 100. So PVR is expressed in terms of percentage. Why? Because of here the multiplication with the 100. C stands for contribution and S stands for sales. So simple C upon S multiplied by 100. Then the second formula of PVR is this sign is indicate the change. This sign, that means delta sign, it is indicate that the change. So change in profit divided by change in sales. So when this formula is will use, if the accounting data or the data regarding the marginal cost calculation, right? It means the 2 years data, suppose given by way of example, right? Likewise, that the data accounting information is given for 2017-18, 2019-20, 2021-20, 2021, right? Suppose this that type of data, suppose accounting data is given. So in that case, only this formula will be used, right? And the single year information, suppose given in an example, so then in that case this formula, simple C divided by S multiplied by 100, so this formula will be used, right? So we will start from practical illustration number 1 is illustration number 1. So find out break-even point from the following, right? Selling price here 100 rupees per unit, variable cost per unit rupees 70, annual fixed cost rupees 3 lakhs. So which amount or which item things is to be find out, right? So here find out the B break even point from the following information. So let me calculate the break even point by way of using formula of break even point is, right? See, answer is break even point is equal to F upon S minus P. This is in terms of units, right? Units. So no need to multiply by with the selling price per unit or simple multiplied by S. This information is required while to calculate the break-even point in terms of rupees, right? Rupees. So there is the need to the multiplication with the S. S means sales. So here you are required to calculate in terms of units, right? So F. So amount of F is 3 lakhs and divided by what is the selling price per unit? 100 minus variable cost per unit is, and so 3 lakhs divided by 30. So the answer is 10,000. So 10,000 it is units, not sales, not in terms of rupees. The break-even point, break-even sales in terms of unit is 10,000 units, right? So this is the simple illustration with the formula of break-even point in terms of units, right? It is very simple, right? Then next illustration is number 2. So before we switch over to illustration number 2, suppose I want to calculate the break-even point in terms of rupees. Break-even point in terms of rupees. So it is possible to calculate here, right? So see, break-even point in terms of rupees, right? So what is the formula? See, this formula is same, right? It means here F divided by S minus C multiplied by S, right? So 3 lakhs divided by 100 minus 70 multiplied by 100. It means what? Here the 10,000 units same multiplied by 100. So amount of P in terms of rupees 10 lakhs. This is rupees 10 lakhs. So we can say that the break-even point in terms of rupees, it means break-even sales, we can call as that, right? And here the break-even sales, but in terms of unit. So this is the simple illustration illustration number 1. And now we start the illustration number 2. So illustration number 2, find out break-even point also, right? And the amount of cells, right? See, suppose cells rupees 20 per unit, right? And 2 lakhs rupees. The amount of cells total 2 lakhs rupees, right? Then variable cost is rupees 1,50,000. So difference is 50,000 and this is the contribution, right? Then the fixed expense amounted to rupees 1 lakhs. Right, and 50,000 is loss, and here again there is less. Right. Now we just try to understand that how this illustration is going on. Right. Find out break-even points in terms of units and rupees, it means cells, right? And second thing, find out cells required if profit on rupees 50,000. So what does it mean then? See, on the given detailed information, on the basis of this information given, right, find out break-even point in terms of units and break-even point in terms of cells, in terms of rupees. Here this is units, right? Then second new thing is find out cells required if the profit on 50,000. It means at the situation is you have the amount of profit with rupees 50,000. So in that case, with the help of this amount of profit, you should find out the required cells. How much amount cells to profit on rupees 50,000, right? So let me start. From first, find out BEP, right? So BEP answer. BEP in terms of units is equal to, simple formula is S minus V. So F is, where is F? So 1 lakhs F, 1 lakhs rupees. So simple S minus V. So S is 20 and variable cost per unit is how much? Nothing, the variable cost is given, right? But we can calculate the units, right? From this information we can calculate unit. How we can calculate unit? It means unit, that means the production sold. It means selling unit. So selling unit is possible to calculate here. Selling unit. It means selling price. Sorry, selling unit. How we can calculate it? So amount of rupees 2 lakhs of cells is given well and divided by rupees 20 per unit is given. So 20. So how many units produced and sold? Right? Produced and sold 10,000 units. How many units? 10,000 units. Right? So wherever any item, if you required in terms of per unit, right? See here, variable cost per unit is not given, right? But the selling price per unit is given, right? Now our requirement is to find out the break-even point in terms of units, right? So simple F divided by S minus V, and this was the information required in terms of in terms of per unit, right? Both this information required in per unit, right? See, same 1 lakhs divided by 20 rupees per unit. So along with that same variable cost is required also per unit. For that purpose, you require selling units. It means the units sold, right? How it is come? 2 lakhs divided by 20, simple 10,000 units, right? So variable cost is calculated in terms of per unit is how it comes? 1,50,000 divided by 10,000, right? So variable cost per unit is rupees 50. Same here 50, right? So 1 lakhs divided by 5, right? 5. So how many units? 20,000 units. This is your break-even point in terms of units, and break-even points in terms of rupees is simple F divided by S minus V multiplied by S, right? Same here, 1 lakhs fixed cost divided by 20 minus 15, so 20,000 units multiplied by S per unit is S per unit is 20 rupees. S 20 rupees. So 20,000 units multiplied by 20, right? So what sort of amount is? The amount is rupees 4 lakhs. Here this is the rupees. It means the break-even point in terms of rupees is 4 lakhs rupees, right? And here break-even point in terms of units is 20,000, right? Suppose in short, suppose you are not supposed to use this formula, right? So simple you can write here 20,000 units multiplied by selling price per unit. Then again that is the answer is same, 4 lakhs rupees, right? This is without using formula of break-even point. But before that you should apply the formula break-even point in terms of unit, likewise that, right? So this is the illustration number 2. 1, find out break-even point in terms of rupees in sales, right? So second thing is find out the amount of sales required. So problem second, sales required. So sales required is equal to, now the another new formula is here, right? Simple F plus P. Why? Because of P divided by S minus V. See, here in terms of units, sales required in terms of units, right? Simple. So how do you remember this formula, right? If the P is suppose absent, see, P is absent, right? So this formula is regarding break-even point in terms of units, right? And simple, I just put the amount of profit. Why profit is indicate plus sign. That if the L is there, L stands for loss. If L is there, so here instead of plus sign, there will be negative sign. It means F minus L. Right? If the instead of profit, suppose sales required is the loss, incurred rupees 50,000, right? So P stands for profit here, so positive sign divided by S minus V. When this formula is used, cells required. If the word is there, in example, if the cells required, then this type of formula you should use, right? And the cells required in terms of unit, and as well as you can also calculate the cells required in terms of rupees, right? So simple F 1 lakhs plus profit is given 50,000. So then if the in terms of unit is required, so you should just put the selling price per unit 20 and variable cost is 50. So what sort of answer is? Answer is 30,000 units, right? Suppose I want to the sales required if the profit on rupees 50,000 in terms of rupees. So 30,000 multiplied by 20 rupees selling price, right? So 6 lakhs. The amount of sales when the sales required, if the situation is that if the profit on rupees 50,000, in that case the amount of sales required in terms of unit is 30,000 and in terms of rupees is 6 lakhs, right? So this is the complete illustration number 2, right? The next illustration is number 3. The list of the practical illustration that I will send you in PDF format, right, later on. So you can easily calculate with the help of practical illustration problem, right? So now illustration number 3. Number 3, right? Here in this example, total fixed cost in terms of rupees is suppose given 1,72,000. Next, selling price per unit, selling price per unit is rupees 20 per unit check. This is per unit, right? 20 rupees. And last, variable expense or we can say variable cost, which is also given in terms of per unit, is 50. So with the help of this given problem, you are required to calculate first break even point. First find out break even point in terms of which units, right? You are required to calculate units, right? If you are required, suppose calculate in terms of rupees, then you should go through the calculation of break even point in terms of rupees, right? Then second thing you are required to calculate BEP, that means break even point. Again I am telling you, when selling price is increased by 15%. What does it mean that? See, the question is, problem is to find out break-even point. When, after calculating break-even point, when the selling price is increased by 15%. So old selling price, here the concept arises with old selling price and new selling price. Here in that case we are required to calculate new selling price, right? And 20 rupees is old selling price, right? Then third one is, if fixed expense increased by 20%, if fixed expense increased increased by 20%. Find out new BEP. So find out કરવાનું છે new break even point. In that case, in which case, if the fixed expense that means 1,72,000 increased by 20%, so 1,72,000 multiplied by 20%, then whatever the amount you will get there, right, then this is the new amount of fixed expense. In that case, the find out break even point. So F, in all case, it means that in first case, the amount of BEP, find out with the help of this amount, 1,72,000, right? And in that case, the find out amount of break even point in terms of units, 1,72,000 multiplied by 20%, right? You just add it, right? And find out new BEP. Then last one is find out selling price to obtain break even at 16,000 units. Selling price to obtain BEP at 16,000 units. It means with the help of BEP, it means the break even point in terms of unit. In that case, you are not required to calculate the break even point, right? Along with the BEP is given easily. With the help of this, you should find out the selling price, right? So these are the question problem, and try to solve it first of all break even point and one by one, right? So find out BEP first. Simple. BEP is equal to 1,72,000 divided by F upon S minus V. So BEP, fixed cost amount 10 rupees, 1,72,000 and 20 minus 50. So find out the BEP is 34,400 units. 400 units. This is the BEP all. Then second thing is find out the BEP when selling price is increased by 15%, right? So find out BEP. Old selling price is equal to 20 rupees per unit plus Y plus, here you can see here is well, here the word is increase. Here the word is increase by which what percentage is 15%. So 3 rupees. So total 23 rupees. This is we can call as that new SP. New SP, and SP doesn't mean that the superintendent of police, right? Here the SP stands for, it means the selling price per unit. New selling price per unit is 23 rupees, right? So with the help of this amount, find out BEP. So BEP is equal to same formula applied here, S minus V. S minus V. So 1,72,000 divided by 23. Why 23? Then see here the selling price is increased by 15%. So new SP 23 in spite of rupees 20 selling price per unit. આની જગ્યાએ 20 ની જગ્યાએ તમારે 23 લેવા પડશે. શું કામ તો કે સેલિંગ પ્રાઇસ છે તમને ચેન્જ કરવાનું છે, ઇન્ક્રીઝ કરવાનું છે ફોર ધેટ પર્પઝ. So here 23 less variable cost same. Why? Because of the what sort of change, or you can say no need to change in variable cost, right? You have given the change in selling price per unit increased by 15% for that purpose, right? So here the answer is 21,500 units. See the difference, right? And compare just selling price rupees 20 here and per unit rupees suppose 3 increase. right? So break-even point goes to down. You just compare, right? So over a period of time, the amount of there may be change in amount of sales and the change in amount of profit, right? Due to change in volume of production, right? So next problem is the problem number 3. Problem number 3. So what is the problem number 3 is, see, if fixed cost increase by 20%, then what will be, if the fixed expense increase by 20%, then what will be the new BEP? Find new BEP, right? See, all the fixed cost is 1,70,000. So plus, why? Because of plus here they increase by at the rate of 20%. So 1,72,000 multiplied by 20%, so 34,400 rupees. Then the new fixed cost will be 2,06,400. Here you can say that new fixed cost. So through the new fixed cost, you should find out the new BEP. Then the simple formula is BEP in terms of units is F upon S minus V. F upon S minus V. Then the new F 2,06,400 divided by 20. Right? Here you should consider the 20. Why? Because of there is a no such specification regarding change in either increase or decrease, change in selling price per unit. So here you should take into consideration that all selling price per unit. So 20 minus 15, right? Then the answer is 41,280 units. You can also calculate in terms of rupees. Simple. BEP in terms of rupees equal to 41,280 multiplied by selling price. Then you can easily calculate the break-even point in terms of rupees. Right? See, this is the third problem. And last problem is number 4. With the help of this given problem, in problem there are only 3 things is to given. Right? Number 4. Find out selling price to obtain break-even point at 16,000 units. Break-even point 16,000 units. You have given break-even point 16,000 units. It means the break-even answer is given. And through the answer of break-even point, you should calculate the selling price. The formula is like that. Simple our formula. Break-even point in terms of units is equal to F upon S minus V. Right? This is the formula to calculate the break-even point. Right? And here you have given this amount. Right? So 60,000 units equal to F. The F amount is all 1,72,000. And you should require to calculate S. And S stands for selling price. So let me assume that the amount of selling price per unit is X. Right? Then find out the variable cost is given by 15. Right? So 16,000 in bracket X minus 15. So mathematical expression here is come. Right? And you prove that mathematically is equal to 1,72,000. Next, what in case? See, 16,000, you just multiply by with 16,000 multiplied by x and 16,000 multiplied by 15, right? So 16,000 x minus 16,000 multiplied by 15, so 2 lakhs 40,000, then equal to 1 lakh 72,000. This is a logical problem, right? Then simple. Here the negative sign, and this will go for opposite from equal to sign, right? It means the opposite side. So 16,000 x is equal to, here the negative sign, see, right? And you just move forward to again oppose the equal to sign, then there will be positive sign. So 1,72,000 plus 2,40,000. So 16,000 x is equal to, make it total 1,72,000 plus 2,40,000, so 4,12,000 divided by, so now here the relationship between 16,000 and x, so there is multiplication sign, right? So you just 16,000 go forward to divide it in opposite side and divide equal to sign, right? So the equation is come that 4,12,000 divided by 16,000. So here only x is there. So x is equal to s. X is equal to s. That means what? Here the what is here x, that means selling price, and you are required to selling price per unit, right? So x is equal to s is equal to the selling price per unit is 25.75 per unit. So the answer is done and example is completed, right? So selling price, new selling price here, right? So new selling price is 25.75 rupees per unit. So in next lecture we will see, and let me try to explain the practical example. So dhanyawad and be safe.